So we're back. So yeah, we had done this part here, and we had hypothetically, you know, mixed our track, and we were happy with that. So it sounded like this. Add a bit of panning to the right and left, and added some sounds there. And we're happy with that, and we like that. See, so yeah, so you could do that, and then other things that you also use now, which now you're gonna take, which basically come in when you're going into the mixer. Other stuff that you use are things like reverb and compressors and parametric equalizers and all those things there. You also use those things there in mixing. You get what I'm saying? So now, so let's say you basically what you've done here, you pretty much to some degree happy with your sounds, but you're not too happy. You feel like there's still more you can do to make the sound, to make the track sound as a whole, sound all together and stuff. So you can just, you're supposed to do this in the beginning anyway. Every time you open, assign it into a slot on the mixer, and basically start your mixing. But I'll just do that now here. Assume that you've been doing this for a long time. So let's play the track. So automatically when you put your sounds on your mixer, the first thing you see is the volumes of the different sounds. You can see that's your kick there, that's your hat there, the highest is there, that's your whatever that sound is, and that's your thing, like your snare type of thing. But look how high your tom is, look how high that tom is. Clearly that's not how it's supposed to be. I mean, that's way too loud, so you can start taking that down. You see, so it's just somewhere there. You see, and that's where basically the whole adjusting of volume comes in, because you don't want one sound to be too loud than the other sounds. So fine. So now I'll go on and I'll start adding parametric equalizers and all those things there to basically make my sounds sound even better. So I feel like my kick is a bit too low, and it doesn't have that hard thump to it. So I might add a parametric EQ to it like that. And what I'll do is basically you look for the brightest band. So the brightest band is here. And your kick, you know that your kick is supposed to be between 60 and 80 hertz. If you don't know that, just go to Google, type in sound frequencies, and you should find something to tell you where each sound, what the different frequencies for each sound are. But I do have a notepad with all the different sound frequencies, which I'll be sharing. If I do remember when I upload the video, I'll put it in the description tab. If it's not there, go on the Facebook page. It should be there. Somebody should have it. But anyway, let's get back to mixing. So you want to add the thumb to your kick. So you might want to adjust maybe this one here. See, so something along those lines there. You see, and then now this way the whole case of unwanted frequencies come in. You see how your kick is actually supposed to be between 60 and 80 hertz, which is somewhere around there. But look at all these bands here that keep on popping up as your kick hits. So what's happening is that means your kick it's in its own region, yes, but some of it is where you're supposed to have your low mids and your bit of a bass. Some of it is also in your mids. Some, like very few, little of it is in your treble as well. So you don't want that. So you want to eliminate those frequencies. So you might add another one like this, parametric EQ2, and then you just say, you come here, you see, sorry about that. Let me do this parametric EQ2. So let me show you something first. So as you can see, here are your frequencies. You got 20 hertz all the way to 10,000 hertz. So what you want is you want to remove from there and most of the low ones here, because you don't need them, without distorting your sound, without distorting your kick and making it sound differently. So you come there, click on that arrow there, go to presets, and then you look, so you see 20 hertz. You know that what here was 20 hertz somewhere down there, and the highest is 10 hertz, but this one cuts up to 18 kilohertz, which is actually quite a lot, because this thing only shows up to 10 kilohertz. So you can use 20. So you can cut off the unwanted frequencies like that. So automatically when you do that, it cuts them off for you. You see, but you can drag it some more yourself like that. You see, See how you've cut off like all the frequencies that were there, and some that were just too much at the back. So your kick is now, we're still happy with our kick like that, and we want to continue now and do other sounds. So let me just check the time quickly. So fine, let's say you're happy with your kick now. There's your kick, you're done. So now it's this sound here. So now you come into your head, and I feel like the hat is there, but it's a bit too flat. It's like occupying one space. It's not around. It's not occupying the whole room. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but you hear what I'm talking about. So what I want to do to the hat is I want to add reverb to it. So I'll come in and just say reverb. So you hear how now all of a sudden it seems like it's there, it's on the left, but a bit of it is also on the right. So I like that. So maybe I might start playing around, just do this like that. So that's not too wet. Make the room bigger. See, maybe cut it off a bit just so there's not too much. And you could also just pan a bit of it to the right from here now. You see how it's still in the left, it's more to the left, but a bit of it is also in the right now. And you basically just do that until you're happy. Then you move on to the next sound. And also here you can add a parametric EQ if you want to remove unwanted frequencies. So you see your brightest band is there, so you don't want these, so you could just do this. Just say see, because when you start going like this, you see how much you've cut off now, and you don't want to cut off too much until you distort your sound. That's what you're trying to avoid. So just about there seems fine. I still like it like that. This one for me sounds fine. Maybe what I can do is I can add a parametric EQ to it just to make it louder. So you see the brightest band is there. Then maybe I don't need to cut off unwanted frequencies. It's just one sound. It sounds off once. This one, on the other hand, I'm happy with it like this. I also feel like it needs a bit of just a bit like. Just a bit of reverb, and I feel like it will actually do with some what's this, panning, but and delay at the same time. So what I'll do is I'll add delay bang like that. And then what I'll do is I'll add something else, and I'll add what is called fruity formula controller like that. Then I'll come there, presets, choose basic sign, and you hear what that does. Then I just click there, right click, and say link to controller, go here, select that, exit. You see how now everything seems to be balancing out like that. You see how that sounds so cool now. So now it's fluctuating between the left and the right. So we like that like that. You can then come to the sound here as well. Maybe parametric EQ. Just cut off. And then yeah, but overall, like, that's basically mixing. You know, like, I'm not saying that's perfect, I'm not saying that's well mixed out. As I said this, and I'm going to emphasize it again towards as the video is about to end. You do this over a long period of time. So this is obviously for a tutorial for you guys. That's why I was very quick and I just did all this random stuff for you. But the whole point is that You identify your sounds, you listen to your sounds, you identify how you feel each sound should be, and then you try and you edit the way you want it to be. But then at the same time, you busy editing it, so you basically just cutting off all the unwanted frequencies that you get from that sound there, and you just keep on doing that. I mean, you get what I'm saying. And this is, while you're doing that, you're also panning. While you're doing that, you're also adjusting the volume so that each sound is is loud enough, but not too loud that it suppresses all the other sounds, and all those other things there. But basically, just that's what you're dealing with. So I'll just revisit everything we did. So you deal with this part here. You just come here to mask this thing here. You deal with these things here. If you do happen to use a feed, then you can use these. But these are the ones you deal with mainly. The panning you do it here, preferably here. You can also use this polyphony whatnot thing, quarter and mono. You can also use the panning there. But this one is, I wouldn't recommend that one. You don't pan the kick. I repeat, you don't pan the kick. The kick should stay in the center. You can pan the hats. Preferably try and keep most of the hats on the same side when you're panning them, just at different levels, but on the same side. Basically all the other sounds you can pan, but at the same time you don't want to pan everything. Some sounds should stay in the center. What I do is I try and pan most of these percussions and all these other sounds to the left and to the right, and then what I keep in the center would probably be like pads and keys. Basically that's what I try and keep in the center. That's what I've noticed has been working for me. And I repeat again, I'm not professional. I'm teaching you guys what I've learned from videos, from Google, from working with people and observing their files and seeing what it is they did differently from from what I do to my tracks, and see if it's okay. So this person actually does this to that sounds, and that's why that track sounds so professional. Like literally, the only way I actually learned that you deal with these things here was because I was working with a file on a file with a friend, and they sent the file to me, and I was listening to it, and I was like, wow, these tracks sound so well mixed out. Like you can hear each sound on its own space, and it just sounds perfect. So I was like, how the hell did this guy do? So I checked the mixer. I realized, hey, there's nothing on the mixer that I don't do. Everything seems like the way I do it. Then I went into the sounds themselves and I started checking. I checked here and I say, okay, that seems normal. Mine also stay this like this here and like that. Then I started checking each and every one until I came here and I realized that, hey, this is where the panning is done. This is where it did his panning. This is where he altered all these things here, and that's why he got the sounds the way they are. And that's how I basically came to the conclusion that that's actually how you get to do, to some degree, mixing per se. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I got to the stage here, and that's why I'm able to make this video for you guys right now and give it back to you and teach you what I do to my tracks, And then for mixing, for mastering purposes, I found a video on YouTube which is actually quite helpful. Like I'm not gonna say it's good, it's the best, but what I've noticed is I use what the guy did on the video, and actually kind of does make my tracks a bit louder than they were before. So with that mastering process, because mastering is just basically increasing the volume, making the volume as loud as possible without clipping. You see, so mixing, let's explain mixing. Mixing is just separating the sounds so that they occupy their own frequencies, they don't interfere with each other, all that just there. Mastering happens once you've mixed your tracks. Then you just increase the volume to be as loud as it can without clipping. That's basically saying without going beyond 0 decibels, and then you can start releasing the track and giving it out to people. So when people say they want to go and have their tracks mixed and mastered, now you know what it means. But yeah, that's all I can tell you guys now. What I'll do is, instead of actually just doing a video on mastering like that guy did, what I'll do is I'll share the presets. So I save the presets for myself, so I'll just share the presets on what you need. I'll give you the basic steps of what you need to do, then I'll just share the presets for the different parametric EQs and because your parametric EQ, your multi-band compressor, and your and your Maximus type of thing. So I'll share the presets for that, and then you guys can use them. Just open them when you've done the track. Just open them and you hear the difference basically. Otherwise, yeah, man, like, subscribe, comment, Facebook, Twitter, follow, all that jazz. Any questions you guys have, my email, you can post on the page. You can do whatever. I'll try to respond. But guys, don't post like hectic questions, because I'm at the same level as you are. So I can only teach you what I know, So don't be surprised if you ask me a question and I say I don't know, because I also don't know. I'm still learning myself. The only difference is I'm learning along with you guys, and I'm sharing what I'm learning with you guys. But that's it, man. Subscribe, like, comment, Facebook, Twitter, follow all that jazz. Sharp Fits.